Hello everyone, what's up? And welcome back to my channel. And the other day I was thinking to myself and some things came to mind that just don't make any sense at all. For example, I'm gonna have a couple words on screen and I want you to pronounce those words with me, okay? Here we go. Mint, tint, hint, lint, pint. Yeah, that's right. Not pint, but pint. Why is it pint and not pint? It makes no sense at all. Okay, and here's another one. Why does the grading system go from A, B, C, D, then why does it skip E and then go straight to F? I mean, what did E do? Why do we always skip the letter E and go straight to F? It makes no sense at all when it comes to the grading system. And then, why do people always say elemental P really quickly whenever we say the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P. And why do people always say a pair of pants if it's just one pant? I mean, technically pair means two, but there's only one pant. So why do we say a pair of pants if it's just one? Doesn't make any sense at all. And finally, for all the drivers out there, do you guys do this? Because I do it all the time. Why do we always turn the volume of the music all the way down whenever we park, especially when we parallel park? Do you guys do this? Let me know, because I do this all the time, and whenever I do, I always think to myself that this is so weird and it makes no sense at all. So the Bible story that we're going to learn today doesn't make any sense. At least it doesn't make sense on the surface. So in the Old Testament, the Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years under the leadership of Moses before they reached the Promised Land. And after those 40 long years, the Israelites were ready to enter into that land that was flowing with milk and honey under a new leader named Joshua. But before they did, there was a problem. You see, the Promised Land was already occupied by the Canaanites, and there was a city in the Promised Land called Jericho. Now, Jericho was a very big and fortified city, and it was surrounded by giant walls. No one went out, and no one came in. And so in short, the city of Jericho was pretty much impenetrable. Then God told Joshua to cross the Jordan River and to camp near the city of Jericho so that Jericho could be conquered and delivered into their hands. Now the question is, how can a nomadic people that have been traveling in the desert for 40 years, how can they take down this giant walled city of Jericho? And this is where the story kind of gets weird and frankly just doesn't make sense at all. So God commanded Joshua and his men to march around the city 6 days a week as the priests were playing the trumpet. And then on the seventh day, God commanded them to march around the city 7 times and then to shout as loud as they could at the sound of the trumpets so that the walls could come crumbling, so that the walls could come down. And that's exactly what Joshua and his men did. The walls came down and they entered into the city of Jericho. So let's think about this for a second. The plan to take down a giant walled city, a fortified city, was marching, yelling, and trumpets. Now, I don't know about you, but that makes no sense, not even one bit. You know what makes sense? Using weapons, using catapults. You see, that makes more sense, right? But what we have to remember is that this was God's plan all along. God made the promise to Joshua and the Israelites that they would enter into the Promised Land. And so Joshua and the Israelites, all they had to do was to trust in God and to trust that He would fulfill that promise even when they didn't understand. And you see, there are going to be times in your life and in my life when we're gonna feel lost, when we're gonna feel confused, and when God's plan just doesn't make sense at all. But it's in those moments that we have to trust in God even more, because it's so easy and it's so tempting to take matters into our own hands when we don't understand. But we have to remember that God's ways and God's thoughts, they are way higher than our thoughts and our ways. His plan is far better, far superior than our plan. And because of that, I choose to trust in God and that He will make good on His promise. And I challenge and I encourage you to also trust in Him. You know, there's a verse in Proverbs chapter 3, and it's a very well-known verse and encourages me, and I hope that it also does to you. And it says this: trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. Amen. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, and I hope you were blessed by it. And before you go, make sure to hit that like button right down below to support my channel. I would really, really appreciate it. Hey, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. And with that said, Pastor Tim out. What just happened? Oh, man. Oh, what? How did that happen again? Oh, did you just, what? I don't even know what to say. Hand sanitizer. Remember, you always gotta wash your hands because stuff like this happens all the time if you don't. Remember, always wash your hands. Pastor Tim out.